There we go. Testing, testing. I do believe that my microphone is now working. If anybody could confirm that, that would be wonderful. It is the Remodelers on the Rise show. And today, the topic is simply this: resources that I recommend. We were thinking about this the other day and thought to myself, well, when I'm working in my VIP club with clients, when I am doing one-on-one coaching with clients, there are a variety of resources that I recommend. Now, do I recommend them strictly because I'm looking for affiliate commissions? No. In fact, early on in my business, I decided for a few years there of like, I am refusing any kind of commissions based on it. I don't want anybody to think I'm recommending something based on the fact that I get something out of it. And then I thought after a few years, I thought, if I am recommending something because I know that it's going to work and it's a great fit for them, then, a little bit of being able to buy a dinner here or there is fine. So, these are recommended. Hopefully, you understand just from how I roll and the way that I approach business that these are recommendations that I recommend because they work and because they have truly been helpful to my clients. So, I just wanted to kind of preface things with that. I've got a lovely little chime noise because we're going to kind of go rapidly through these. Now, two points of note. If you're watching this live or you're watching the video version, up in the top right corner, Bailey put a cool little QR code. The way a QR code works is if you kind of open up your photo app on your phone and you put it up there, you can instantly link to the page that QR code is connected to. And all of the different resources are all listed out on that page. Now, if you are listening to the audio recording, you're like, Kyle, I can't take a QR code picture. Well, it's okay. Because if you go to remodelers.com/resources, I ought to verify that. But remodelers.com/resources, bada bing, bada boom. There's going to be a full list of everything that we talk about today. Everybody good? Anybody watching live want to leave a comment? How's your day going? Tell us about it. All right, so resources I recommend. We're going to go to the first one. By the way, these are in no particular order. This first one says Canvas. Canvas. If you have been a longtime follower of my show, you heard me talk about Canvas quite a bit last year. They were actually a sponsor of my podcast. And here I am. They're not paying me a stinking dime, and I am still recommending them. Here's why I'm recommending them and what it is. So Canvas is an app that you have on your phone or your iPad. Uses LiDAR technology, so you do need Apple product, either an iPad or an iPhone. And by golly, you go into that room and you scan that room and you go, look at, I'm turning around for you for dramatic effect, and you scan that room. You can submit that scan to Canvas, and for a nominal fee, they will create your as-built drawings in a format that you can import into Chief Architect, AutoCAD, etc. And it is saving you hours and hours of design time. It's capturing all of the little details. Where are the outlet covers? Where are the switches? How does the soffit look? Things that would take you quite a bit of time to design in your design program is done very quickly. Are we not needing and looking for ways to be more efficient, be more productive, and embrace technology? I have had way too many of my clients not only try Canvas out, but just make it an integral part. Integral? I don't know how to pronounce that. Maybe somebody can tell me. Integral. I'm going to goal. Integral part of their process. It just works really, really well. So if you haven't looked at that, ooh, somebody said, we love Canvas. It saves us so much time. Wonderful. Wonderful. Cool. So that's the first resource that I recommend. I recommend it very highly. I've just been very impressed overall with it. So try it out. Give that a shot. Canvas.io. If you search, you'll be able to find it in the App Store. Well, that was fun. All right, next up, it says Loom. Loom, Loom. I happened to just use this morning multiple times. Not to be confused with Zoom, Loom, Loom. There's a free version of this. There's also a paid version if you use it in a certain way. I just started some one-on-one coaching with Lee Lusk. Lee Lusk Interiors down in where are you at? Arkansas, down in Arkansas. We had our first meeting today, and she was showing me. And when I do a first meeting with new clients, there's just a lot of questions. I need to understand more about your business, more about your process. And she used a tool. It wasn't exactly Loom, but it did the same thing. She didn't know the name of it, or else I'd tell you that. But I know Loom is solid. Basically, she's recording her screen. She's recording her video, and she was going through a step-by-step process for her designers. Hey, when we have a new prospect, here's step-by-step where we enter them into our CRM system. Here's what you do next. Here's what you do next. Here's what you do next. Basically taking and creating a training step-by-step program with a couple clicks of a button. When she's done explaining it, you click stop on Loom, and very quickly it gives you a link. You just copy and paste that link, and bam, that you can use that for training. Another way to use it, you have a design pulled up, and maybe you want to reach out to your plumbing trade partner. Hey, plumber, I wanted to pull up this. When you look at the drawings, make special note here. You zoom in on it. Right here, I need you to really think through this. We're moving it from this wall to this wall. Over here, there's another tricky little part. Make sure that you quote me for this and this. Thanks so much. Let me know if you have any questions. Stop. Instantly have a link. Copy, paste, link, attach, drawing, send. Let's say you did some revisions on a design and you want to explain that and show that to the client. Hey, just like we talked about earlier in the week, I've made the revisions to the island that we talked about. We've widened it a bit. We have shifted it just a little bit over here. You can see it now in the updated drawing I have here. Dot, 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 dot. Let me know if this looks good and we will proceed. Stop. There's an instant link. Again, you queue up an email that says, hey, I recorded a quick video for you. Click on this. It explains the changes we made. There's so many different ways you can use it. I have a lot of remodeling clients that they see me use it, and then they download it, loom.com, LOOM.com, and bada bing, bada boom, they're using it throughout their week. So that's another idea for you. We got some comments, but they're mostly me writing. See the links here. Yeah, remodelers.com/resources will show you all of these. Okay, cool. This is a Remodelers on the Rise show, and the topic is resources that I recommend. We talked about Canvas, we talked about Loom. This one's a little self-serving, but somebody just purchased this the other day as I was preparing this list, and I thought, yeah, I'll throw that in there. Somebody just went and bought, they went to my website, they clicked on courses, and they bought my Charging for Design and Development course. If you have been dabbling with charging for design and development, or you are tired of doing all of that upfront planning and design work for free, you want to improve the overall process, I have a wonderful recorded course on that topic that you can purchase, download, and by the time you go through these recordings and the exercises that I walk you through, you're going to be much stronger and better prepared and clearer and better with your charging for design and development. It's a great course. It's a wonderful resource that I recommend. Oh, we've already covered 3 of them so far. Let's keep the train moving. This on your screen, it says Savanna Thomas. Savanna Thomas. This is a little confusing for me because my son's name is Thomas and his girlfriend's name is Savanna. We are not talking about Thomas and Savanna, the young lovebirds. Uncharted waters for my wife and I as parents. He's 16 and a half. He's got a girlfriend. He's a junior in high school. My wife and I started dating when I was a junior in high school, and she was a senior. But I digress. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Savanna Thomas. Now, if you go to that QR code or remodelers.com/resources, you are going to be taken to Savanna's website. If you go to Seabrook, BROOK, designco.com, seabrookdesignco.com, Savanna is a designer who is really, really good, who is pretty reasonable in how she goes about it. And she has some designers on her team as well. And she can take, let's say, your Canvas scan or your as-built drawing, and she can do a lot of the design work for you. I interviewed her on the podcast several months back, and I've probably got no less than 10 of my clients who use Savanna regularly. They're very impressed with their attention to detail. They're very impressed with how much can get done and done well remotely. You set up a Zoom call with Savanna. Hey, here's what the client's thinking. Here's what we want to do over here. Here's what we're thinking here. She creates the design. Oh, you need a layout of how the tile works? Boom. You need construction drawings for this and this and this? Wonderful. You need the plumbing layout? Boom. She can do all of it. She can do some of it, whatever you might need. This is a resource that I recommend very regularly to my clients, because as I'm working with remodelers, I'm hearing, we're just behind on our design work, or I'm behind on my estimating because I'm stuck and the bottleneck is on design. So this is a great resource. If you click on the link, you're going to go to her website. And if you even just search on the Remodelers on the Rise show, Savanna Thomas, you'll see the interview I did with her. She shows examples. She explains how it works, kind of her background. I've been recommending her regularly, and I recommend her during this show as well. Ta-da! Oh, we're just cruising right along. I almost said cruising right along, but I decided to sing the song, cruising right along in search of good times and good news. I bet you if I were to pause there and say, hey, everybody, would you like me to sing more on the podcast? I think I'd probably be flooded with mail that says, I didn't know that you had that beautiful tenor voice, Kyle. Oh, you sing in the church choir that your wife directs? Well, we'd like to hear more of that. And I may oblige, because I'm here to serve you, people. All right, resources that I recommend. Let's click on some other ones. This is Remodelers Vault, remodelersvault.com. People, it's free. There's no charge to it. You sign up for it, you get access to all kinds of sales process templates. You get access to all kinds of production checklists. You get access to human resources and contract examples and design process examples. A bunch of stuff from me, a bunch of stuff from your remodeling peers. And I think a lot of you have access, and you have accessed it in the past, remodelersvault.com. It's time for you to go revisit it and just click through again and say, ooh, I didn't even see that one last time. We're adding things consistently and regularly. So go in there, and I guarantee there's a template or a tool or a checklist or a resource that you're going to download and find very valuable and helpful for your remodeling business. Paul says, absolutely more singing. I'm going to take it under consideration, Paul. I'm going to take it under consideration. All right. So that is Remodelers Vault. Remodelersvault.com is a resource that I highly recommend. There's something in there that you are going to find helpful. I think a lot of times when we are able to download a template, a lot of times it gets us 70, 80% of the way there, and we can tweak and just improve it from there. It gets our creativity going. You know, people have spent hours and hours and hours already doing what you're trying to do. It can really speed you along. And don't we need a little bit of that? Okay. Well, this is fun. Have you found something that's helpful so far? We got Canvas, we got Charging for Design Development course, we've got Loom, we've got Savanna Thomas, we've got Remodelers Vault. Here's another one, and I haven't recommended this much yet because it was a new thing, but there's a company called Contractor Staffing Source. Contractor Staffing Source. They've been around for several years, and the primary thing they do is they take care of a lot of the recruiting, creating your job postings, getting them up there, doing the initial interviews, and really kind of outsourcing the overall contractor staffing work that's involved. And then kind of queue it up for you and say, hey, we've gone through everybody. Here are 2 people that we think you should do another interview with. So that's a main service. That's a recommendation in and of itself. But when you go to either the QR code or remodelersontherise.com/resources, when you click on the link related to their name, it says $1 Million Hire from Contractor Staffing Source. I was talking to them a few weeks ago, and they said, hey, something that we just want to offer for free to your audience is a course that we have called $1 Million Hire, and they're not charging anything for it. Their strategy for it is you're going to go in there, you're going to see all of the steps that are involved in the hiring process. You're going to see different templates, different tools, different example job postings, etc. And some of you will just find it super helpful, and it'll help you be a better recruiter and improve your hiring process. And then their strategy behind the scenes, this is their strategy, is some of you will be like, this is a lot of work, and I see that this is not their first rodeo and they know what they're doing. And you're going to reach out to them perhaps to use them for their actual full services. Thought it was pretty clever. And then Bailey and I went in and looked at the course, and it's really good. So if you click on their name next to the resources, it'll take you to their course. Again, you enter in the you click on the link. It's going to be $0, and you can have access to it. Feel free. It's a resource that I recommend. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we're cruising right along. We're doing well. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing well that's watching live? Good. It is. It's actually, it was -1 degrees here in Michigan. I said degrees, plural. I guess it's just a degree. -1 degree here in Michigan this morning on this beautiful January 31st Tuesday. The kids, some of the kids, when they were getting in the car, I did do the remote start on the van, but it was so cold that it really didn't heat it up. And some of them expect the van to be warm when they get in, because I usually have the wherewithal to do the remote start, because 5P, proper preparation prevents poor performance. But it didn't heat up this morning, and they don't like to carry their coats around school. So two of them didn't even bring a coat, and they learned the lesson the hard way, because it's cold in Michigan. I said that just as an aside, just to tell you a little bit about what's going on in my life. Hope everything's going well in your life. Back to the resources that I recommend. Next one up, it rhymes with one from earlier, Loom. This one says Zoom. Well, Kyle, I've already heard of Zoom. I mean, that's not really a recommendation. I just share it for this reason. There are more of your remodeling colleagues in the last 6 months that have done more of their initial get to know the prospect calls via Zoom, and also have been using Zoom more for some of the design and estimating follow-up meetings. Is it ideal when we're doing the, here is your initial design that we've created and crafted, and here's the initial ballpark? Do we want to do that in person? Most likely. But some of those subsequent meetings, do them via Zoom. All of a sudden, if you were going to do it in person, it's out 9 days. If you're going to do it via Zoom, you can probably coordinate that and get that done in the next couple days. It is very inconvenient sometimes for your clients and your prospects to both have to be there, to have, the kid situation figured out, who's watching the kids, they're running to and from. But to hop on a Zoom call for 30 minutes can really reduce your cycle time and frankly be a better experience for the client as well. So I've just been hearing more from my clients how they are just embracing using Zoom throughout the sales process to reduce cycle time. Cycle time is the amount of time it takes. Let's say there's several ways you can measure it, but let's say from the time they sign your design and development agreement to the time the contract is signed. Measure that. What gets measured gets improved. How long, what is your cycle time from there to there? And using Zoom can really reduce that cycle time. Using Canvas can really reduce that cycle time. Using Loom can reduce that cycle time. Using Savanna Thomas as an outsourced designer or using another design resource can really reduce that cycle time. So that's why I brought up Zoom. You've heard of it. You've used it, but maybe you might consider using it more. Okay. Another little tool, I have used this literally every day for the last 12 years. Literally every day for the last 12 years. Well, maybe not on Saturday, Sunday. Sometimes I piddle with emails a little bit on the weekends. So every work day, let's say. It's called Follow Up Then, THEN, followupthen.com. And I've had several of my clients that I've recommended this to, and they love it. Let's say you are sending an email to your plumber. Maybe you used Loom and recorded a little video. You put the drawings on it, and you said, "Hey, Lou." I don't know why the name Lou came out, but that sounds like a good plumber name. Lou the plumber. "Hey, Lou, here's a video I created. See attached. If you can get back to me by the end of the week, by Friday, that would be wonderful. Thanks so much." Now, when you click send on that, how are you going to remember to follow up with Lou? That is the question. What I would do is I would, in the BCC line, the blind carbon copy line of the email, I would put 2 days at followupthen.com. 2 days at followupthen.com. And I click send. I totally forget about it. In 2 days from the moment I click send, there's an email that pops up in my inbox that says, "Hey, this is Follow Up Then. Here's the email that you sent Lou, and you wanted us to remind you about this." And if Lou has already responded, I click archive. I'm done with it. Good, awesome, wonderful. Otherwise, it is my reminder to follow up with Lou. I use this in so many different ways, and you can as well in your sales follow up, in your trade partner relationships, in your employee relationships. You might send, I use this with Bailey all the time. If I have something that, needs to happen, most of the time I just send it because I can rely on her to get it done. But sometimes I'm like, you know what, this is a little bit less of a priority. I'm going to put 1 week at followupthen.com and just check in. I want to check in with her and see where we're at a week from now. So this is a great little tool, followupthen.com. A lot of ways you can use it. Rocking and rolling, folks. Okay. We got 9 more minutes. Let's keep cruising. I've covered that one. I've covered that one. I've covered that one. This one says Jordan Wood. Search engine optimization, Jordan Woods, search engine optimization. I got to know Jordan through Remodelers Community. He was working for a remodeler up in the Great White North in Canada, and he was taking care of their marketing. And he also had, and now even more full time, has a business that he focuses on search engine optimization, and primarily he does most of his work for remodelers. Kyle, resources I recommend. You are recommending an SEO person? That takes some guts, dude. Yeah, because the SEO industry is full of a lot of knuckleheads and shady people, and people have spent a lot of money and gotten nothing. You get phone calls constantly. I can get you listed #1 on Google, yada, yada, yada. Jordan has worked with, I don't know, at this point, 8, 10, 12 of my clients and have had nothing but positive experiences. He does things properly. He can explain search engine optimization in more layman's terms so it makes sense. He's reasonable in what he charges. He's not the cheapest, not the most expensive. He's reasonable in what he charges, and he causes results to happen. I was talking to one of my clients the other day, and just the number of leads that they have been generating through their website before working with Jordan versus after has been a bit night and day. So if you're looking for somebody to help with search engine optimization, Jordan Wood. You're going to have to click on remodelersontherise.com/resources and then click on Jordan's name, and there's going to be all of his information. Or you can click the QR code in the top corner. Let's see how Bailey did that. Oh, very cool. If you click on his name in the on the remodelersontherise.com/resources, it just opens up an email that you can send right to him. And just as a shortcut, because I like to deliver value, if you go to Jordan Corey Wood, Jordan CORYWOOD @gmail.com. Jordan JORDAN CORY Wood @gmail.com. There we go. Cool. All right, so that's SEO recommendation. Hey, by the way, for you watching live, anybody got a recommendation that they love? This doesn't have to be just me. It does say resources that I recommend, but I would love if somebody said, man, this is something that I've been really getting a lot of value from. So we touched on a variety so far. Let's hit on a few more. I'm putting JobTread up here. A lot of my clients have been moving over to them. I interviewed Eric, who's the founder and CEO of JobTread, and just been very impressed. And I'm seeing not just people that are moving from one system over and platform to another. I'm seeing a lot of people that have not embraced full estimating project management programs get started with JobTread. That excites me. I was just talking to Stu Kavanagh. I was talking to Mike Norman. I was talking to Sam and Jeff with Wright & Son Construction. All 3 of those companies have not used Builder Trend Co-Construct, UDA, et cetera, in the past. And they are jumping on and saying, you know what? In the coming years, we want to be a company that realizes the efficiency gains and productivity gains and process improvements and streamlining that comes with embracing a full project management estimating job costing program. Is it a lot of work to get set up? Of course it is. Is it going to end up being a huge differentiator and something that helps you become more streamlined and profitable? Absolutely. So I recommend it because you might be in that camp of, oh, look at that. Somebody just wrote JobTread software. So right when I said, do you have anything you recommend? I was going to that one next. Okay. So definitely take a look at that. If you go to remodelersontherise.com/resources, it takes you to a page with more information. Cool. A couple other ones. I've never used this program, but I've seen several of my clients recommend it and really like it. Company Cam. My understanding is, as you use that app and as you take photos and as team members of yours take photos, it's got the GPS. It knows where you're at. It's putting it into a folder. It organize. How many of you, like me, have just 1,000 photos on your phone? And if you're not diligent in moving them over and deleting some of them and downloading them and organizing them, they just become this big mess. Company Cam can really help you organize it, get it into project by project folders, and do it really, really fast and efficiently. I'm thinking of Daniel Gullick, VIP club member. He loves it. And I've just heard 5 or 6 people that highly recommend it. Don't have any firsthand experience. Frankly, I've never seen it in action, but I know enough about it from clients that I trust that they have found it to be helpful. So I throw it out there for you. Another one, MTCopeland. I did an interview with MTCopeland on the Remodelers on the Rise show. This is related to training your team. Training your team. I have seen several of my clients invest in MTCopeland training, and I have seen several pictures on their social media, not just of beautiful finished kitchens and baths, but of their team sitting their butts in chairs watching a screen that has some compelling, helpful training on it. All remodelers need to think about, what is my plan to continue to train my team? How are they going to become better craftsmen and women? How are they going to become better estimating? How are they going to become better at handling change orders? How are they going to become better at client satisfaction and communication? How do we communicate better amongst the team? We need a plan for that. And there's a lot of training programs out there that you can tap into. I was very impressed with MTCopeland. I was very impressed with the quality of their videos. I love the idea of, hey, carpenter, go ahead and just watch this, in your near the end of the day, or as you wrap up, just some self-guided training that they can go through. It's a great resource. So there's an idea for you there, folks. Oh, you're seeing it along the bottom, and I'll mention it to you. Great little resource, Remodelers Autopilot. If you go to remodelersautopilot.com, the dollar trial is still out there. It ain't going to be out there for very long. It's something we've done for a long time, where we're just kind of charging regular price going forward right from the get-go. But if you need a resource to help you stay in touch consistently and effectively and professionally with all of your previous clients via a nice done for you email newsletter, a couple of them you get to choose from each month, via social media posts that are interesting and compelling and help you be consistent, Remodelers Autopilot is very turnkey and wonderful. There's a bunch of remodelers who use it and love it. You should check it out. remodelersautopilot.com. Cool. A few other ones on here. Team Gantt. Team GNATT. We're going to wrap up here shortly on the resources that I recommend. Covered 10, 12, 15 of them already. If you are somebody that doesn't have a JobTread or a BuilderTrend or a co-construct or something like that, and you're trying to figure out, how do I just organize my scheduling of my projects better? When somebody's like, hey, I don't want all that other stuff, I just need a program to help me with my scheduling, Team Gantt, GNATT.com, is just, they do it really well. And I've had many clients over the years who have used this program and find it very helpful to take their scheduling up a notch or two, to be able to set up a schedule where, when this happens, or when I slide this 2 days, everything else slides with it, because they are related. To be able to see multiple project schedules next to each other. You need to take your scheduling more seriously. You need to get organized with your scheduling. If you're not using anything else, Team Gantt is a recommendation that I make. And similarly, kind of a similar concept, if you're not using any other program and you're trying to figure out, how do I streamline my estimating? I don't want to get involved in that. Clear estimates I have found to be something that remodelers really enjoy using and find very intuitive, and that helps them take their estimating up a level or two. So Clear Estimates, if you're just looking for something to really streamline that estimating side of your business, arguably one of the most important aspects of your business, the estimating side, Clear Estimates would be one that I'd recommend. Wonderful. Hey there, this is a great list, Kyle. Thanks for taking the time to share your thoughts with everyone. You are welcome. I haven't seen, and I am going to mispronounce your name, I think. And we got singing recommendation. Joaquin, it's been a while since I've seen your name, my friend. Glad you're watching on LinkedIn. Hope you are doing well. And then I also vote for more singing. Maybe, folks. I can't force it. It's either going to come out or it's not. Wonderful. So that list, Canvas, charging for design development in a course, Loom, record your video and your screen, very handy, very quick. That $1 Million Hire resource, that free course from Contractor Staffing Source, cool. Savanna Thomas, think outside the box a little bit. There are remodelers who are working with designers, frankly, designers across the world, but in Savanna's case here in the States, and they are very effective in reducing that cycle time and helping you push through design development. Keep that in mind. Remodelers Vault, it's a wonderful resource. Get back into it, see if there's a resource or two that you could download that would help you. Zoom, utilize it more throughout your business. Figure out ways to do that. JobTread, we talked about that. Jordan Wood, related to search engine optimization. Remodelers Autopilot, I created it. Obviously, it's the best resource that I recommended out of all these. All those other ones are kind of crappy compared to Remodelers Autopilot. I digress. I'm kidding. FollowUpThen.com. Wonderful little tool to help you stay on top of quickly and easily follow up. Cool. And if you go to, and there's a few others too, but we're out of time. If you go to remodelersontherise.com/resources, you can see a list of all the things I just recommended. If you're watching the video version, how do I get, there it is. That was interesting. I think my video screen's mirrored. There's the QR code. Go ahead and click on that, and that takes you right to the page. Cool. Folks, I enjoy doing the Remodelers on the Rise show. We try to do it every week for you. Hope you're enjoying it. If you're watching this live, make a little comment wherever you're watching it. If you're listening to this via podcast, can you go to your little podcast app and just give me a little review? That'd be wonderful. And reach out anytime. You can find me at remodelersontherise.com. If you go to that homepage, you'll see me kind of looking off into the distance with a little smirk on my face. Looks very professional. Check it out, remodelersontherise.com. See y'all.